everyone, it's Alma with the Cat's Pajamas, and today I want to show you how to create this whimsical paper piece card. We'll be using the bunny with balloons and the sentiment from the Bunnies in Flight stamp set. Use the Marvy black ink to stamp the bunny with balloons on white cardstock. Then stamp just the balloons on patterned paper using the Marvy black ink. I'll cut the bunny out, leaving a little margin of white around it. For the balloons, I'll cut right on the black outline of the stamp, moving the paper through the scissors and not the scissors through the paper. I think that this gives a really nice smooth cut. Be careful around the bottom of the balloons. Now set that aside. Now for the sentiment. Take a 4" by 5 1/4" piece of cardstock and stamp the sentiment using Marvy black ink in the bottom left-hand corner. Once it's dry, we'll run it through the die cut machine. Now the cloud and balloon die is actually 3 dies. For this card, we'll use the stitched cloud and then the regular cloud die. Place the stitched cloud above the sentiment at an angle, nestling the sentiment under the stitched cloud die. Now layer the regular cloud die above the stitched die and run that through the die cut machine. I just love the way the stitched border is just a little bit off from the edge of the border. Now turn over the cardstock and place the dies at an opposite angle with the stitched cloud border underneath and run through. I guess I could have used tape, but I get excited, and tape takes time. Love it. Now let's do the window. Start with a piece of 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece of white and a piece of the same size patterned paper. Use the window die to cut the panes from the white cardstock. Now add foam tape to the back of the window and attach to the patterned paper. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Once you're done, set it aside. Time to color the bunny. I'm using different percentages of gray for the bunny and reds for the nose. Starting out with 10% gray, then 20%, and coloring where it would be darker. And I'll leave the grays right here. I can always add a darker gray once I get it placed against the card. So now I'll just color in the nose with 2 different values of red. And now I'll use glue stick to add the balloons. For paper piecing, I like using glue stick. It gives me enough open time so that I can perfectly adjust the placement of the balloons. Once the balloons are down, I can take the 10% gray and add a little dimension to them. Let's do the base now. Fold a 4¼ by 11-inch piece of white cardstock in half and use washi tape on the edges, overlapping the corners. Sorry about the video. I'm not sure why it decided to go a little Joan Collins from Dynasty on me, but go figure. It's that soft focus. Keep putting the tape around the edge of the card, leaving a little tail on each of the corners. To get a somewhat mitered look, snip in from the corners toward the center of the card. Don't worry about the inside of the card showing the snip marks. Most people won't even notice. Once you've done that, remove the tape that's sticking out from the corners. See? So tidy now. Next, add a piece of 3 7/8 inch by 3¼ piece of flowered cardstock. The height of your paper may vary a little bit depending on how deep you cut the second cloud, but that's kind of in the range. Now let's add some foam tape to the back of each cloud panel and layer them onto the front of the card with a sentiment panel on the top. Add a bit of glue to the back of the window and slide it in behind the cloud panels. Add a little bit of foam tape to the back of the bunny and place him so he floats above the clouds. Now I'm going to add these little plastic brightly colored dots. I'm not sure what they're called. They really help move your eye through the card and give a little interest too. If you want to add more color to the bunny now that you have him where you want him, do it carefully so that you don't squash the cloud panels. I'm adding a little blue for the shadows and some 30% gray on the bunny, just to make him pop a little bit. Feathering it in to where it's lighter. Well, that's it. I think this card came out pretty well. I hope you give our whimsical paper piece card a try. Have a great day!